This month on Roanoke County Today, we have a summer theme. We'll get summer safety tips, learn about the summer reading program, and visit the funnest place for summer, Splash Valley. This and more coming up on RCT. Roanoke County has launched a new generation of Public Geographic Information System GIS applications that allow greater and easier access to the county's mapping, tax parcel, zoning, and government services data. The new application can be found in the new Maps and Apps gallery through the county's GIS page. A separate desktop computer application leverages new technology to provide citizens with three-dimensional imagery of the county. Efficient delivery of technology services is a core mission for Roanoke County's GIS Services Group. To check out the new technology, visit roanokecountyva.gov/GIS.
Welcome back to the show. Well, I'm here at South County Library today with Sarah Vaughn, who works here in Library Services. And welcome to the show, Sarah.
Thank you.
This is a really popular time of year because summer reading program has kicked off here at the library system. So tell us about the summer reading program. What's the goal of it? Why do we do the summer reading program?
Well, we like to encourage reading year-round, and a lot of times I feel like younger kids, they tend to read year-round, but sometimes when they get into school and they do so much during the school year, it's kind of hard to motivate them to keep going. So we've had a children's and teen summer reading program for years, and a couple years ago we started an adult reading summer reading program as well. But the children's reading program goes from pretty much ages 0. You can be 2 days old, and there's 2 programs within the children's. It's a read by yourself and I'm being read to program. So kids who can read on their own sign up, and they have to read 8 hours. And the read by or kids who are being read to have so many books read to them. And then the teen program is for ages 11 to 17, and that's a 10-hour requirement. Lets you complete the program, but you can continue reading up to 100 hours, and every 10 hours you win a prize. So there's a motivation for them to keep going.
Children love incentives, that's for sure.
Yes, they
do.
So
what are the different incentives they might receive? Do you have a set type?
Children's program, sometimes they'll, like a couple years ago, they did like a little beach bucket, things like that. This year they have a cinch pack, just a little backpack that the kids get. And for the teen program, we also have sponsors who, like McDonald's gives us coupons, Splash Valley, Transportation Museum for the children,
Popular
Ben & Jerry's, for the teen program. And the Salem Red Sox also help us out. So
that's great.
When you complete the program, you get free items from these places. And basically, for the teens, every 10 hours they get a different kind of coupon, as well as items like just fun toys, kind of like metal balance toys, a light up orbit ball that they can like spin around and it lights up. They also get a cinch pack backpack as well once they get to the higher hours, an aluminum water bottle, lanyard, and then for every hour or 10 hours after 50, they can enter into a drawing for gift baskets, and for every 10 hours they can choose which one they want their drawing entry to go in. And we have like a gamer gift basket with GameStop gift cards.
Oh, those are popular.
Barnes & Noble book lovers basket, movie night outs with free movie tickets, things like that.
Wow, those are great incentives for children. I know I have 2 children, and my children participate in it every year. It's something fun, and the nice thing is you can read a book anywhere you go. You can be at the beach, you can be on the couch. You don't have to just come to the library and read. You can be anywhere.
Yes, so, and it can be anything too. A lot of the questions we get are, especially in the teen department, is, well, I have school reading, so does the school required summer reading list books count towards this? And the answer is yes. Just as like, manga or graphic novels, any of those would count towards the reading as well.
And there are a lot of incentives within the school system too to participate in the summer reading program.
Yes.
Which is always nice.
Yes.
That's great. And now you mentioned there's an adult reading program too. Are there incentives involved with that, or how does that program work?
Yes, there are some incentives. This year I think there's a tote bag that they win or they get after they complete the program. And I think the reading for the adult program is, they have to read 5 books.
Okay.
And then they get a tote bag with the theme for the summer reading program on it.
Oh, good. Now, how many people take part in the summer reading program?
The children's department, they usually have around 3,000.
Wow.
They have a huge amount.
Wonderful.
And that's with the system as a whole. The teen department, we usually have around 700 sign up.
Great.
A little fewer than that complete it, but we usually have between 600 and 700.
That's
and
wonderful.
then the adult program is between 500 and 700
Okay.
as well.
That's wonderful that we have so many people being active in reading. It's such an important thing to do, and it really keeps your mind active. It gives you
Yes.
some wonderful things to do in the summertime. So we want to encourage people to visit your local library and check out a book and enjoy your summer. Thank you for joining us, Sarah.
Thank you.
We'll be back.
Have you ever wanted to make a difference in the life of an animal but didn't know how? The Regional Center for Animal Care and Protection is looking for volunteers to assist with the daily care of their animals. Volunteer opportunities include cat socialization, dog walking, front desk or kennel assistant, off-site adoption events, rescue networking, or shelter photography. As a volunteer, your time and talents will make a difference in the life of an animal. For more information on how to become a volunteer, call or email the Regional Center for Animal Care and Protection.
Welcome back to the show. Well, it's official, summer is here, and with that comes people being by the pool or by the grill. So here to talk more with us about some preparedness tips for summer is Brian Klingenpeel, who's the Public Education Specialist for Roanoke County Fire and Rescue. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
So, we're outside. People are going to be by the pool a lot. So let's start with water safety. I know swimming is one of the most important life lessons that someone can know.
Yes.
What are some good tips for us?
Especially for kids. When it comes to injuries that kill kids, drowning is one of the top ones for kids ages 1 to 4.
Right.
So I really want to urge parents who have small children that some adult needs to be watching the kids when they're around the pool. It's easy when we have a group of adults to think, oh, Amy's watching the kids. And Amy thinks, oh, Brian's watching the kids.
Sure.
When in actuality, nobody's watching the kids. So you got to really make sure that somebody is watching the kids, that you designate somebody. You can take 15-minute shifts. You can go to www.safekids.org and download a little card that says Water Watcher. And the adult wears it or holds it so that everybody knows you're responsible for watching the kids around the pool for the next 15 minutes. And then, like I said, you trade it off. But that is so important. Kids can drown in as little as an inch of water. So even those kiddie pools that you have in the backyard, when the kids are done playing in those, they need to be emptied and they need to be stored upside down so it doesn't collect rainwater or those kinds of things either. So they need to be stored upside down because that can be very dangerous too. And if you have a pool at home, we always recommend a 4-foot high fence on all 4 sides around the pool with a gate that will close and latch so that we don't have anybody getting into the pool area when we didn't know they were there. So that's very important too.
Now, we do live near Smith Mountain Lake, so people are out boating on the weekends. So there's some good tips for boating safety?
Yeah, I think what I would come back to there is, again, in terms of a water safety thing, is wear a flotation device. And don't depend, this goes for the pools too, don't depend on the inflatable floaties. That's not a life-saving device, it's a swimming aid. So everyone needs to have a personal flotation device that they can have access to and wear while on the boat.
Okay, so those are some good practical tips. Now, we spent the whole day at the pool. It's time to come home and hit the grill.
That's exactly right.
So I know you've got some great tips for the grill. I've learned a couple of things from some of your tips, so let's share that with our viewers.
Grilling safety is one of those that is very important, and it is going to be gearing up during the summer months. I can't stress enough about not having the grill this close to the deck.
Sure, not when it's
This is a
on.
no-no.
Right.
Not under the eaves, not next to the siding. Really shouldn't be any kind of a grill on a wooden deck. I know a wooden deck is very popular. We go out there to grill, but especially if it's a charcoal grill grill puts off embers, and those embers can fall on the wooden deck, and the wooden deck is connected to the house, and then we've got a real problem if that catches on fire.
Right.
So the grill needs to be kept a safe distance away from the house, out from under the eaves, away from the deck, so that we don't have those kinds of things happen.
Okay.
Also, when it comes to a charcoal grill, whatever we use to light the grill, if we're using lighter fluid, we don't want to add more to that after the grill has lit. That is a
right.
recipe for disaster. Once we have the open flame, then that's it. We don't add any more lighter fluid beyond that point. Also, we've talked a lot before on this show about how cooking is the #1 cause of house fires in America.
Sure.
Everybody's heard me say that. So this is no different. It's cooking. And so it should not be left unattended. When you've got the grill on and something on the grill, you need to stay with it. And the kids need to be kept at least 3 feet away from the grill.
Right, and pets too.
Pets too,
like to wander around and
absolutely.
pick up the food that falls on the ground.
Absolutely.
Right. Now this is something that I learned from you that I did not know in regards to a gas grill. I know the last time I cooked out, I thought we had a leak on some of the hoses.
Yes.
So how can you check for those leaks?
A little bit of soapy water on those hose will produce bubbles if there's a leak. And so that's a good tip for checking to see if there are leaks, because again, if it's natural gas, propane, if it's propane, then
Right.
we don't want any kind of leak near that open flame. That can be disastrous as well.
And it makes you all busier
Exactly.
than ever. Right.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've grilled, we've been to the pool, and we're headed into 4th of July, which means fireworks. I know fireworks are very dangerous. I've read that it's one of the leading causes of eye injuries.
It is.
Wow.
And just the heat. We bake a cake at 325 degrees. Wood burns at 575 degrees. Glass melts at 900 degrees. And sparklers burn at 1200 degrees.
I had no idea. Those little sparklers the kids
The
wave
little
around.
sparklers the
Wow.
kids wave around burn at 1200 degrees. So that's 300 degrees more than glass melting. So you can see where there's potential for serious injury and harm to kids. Our advice is always just leave the fireworks to the professionals. Go to one of the professional shows that will be, for instance, in the town of Vinton this year, and see that show. That'll be a good show, and all those folks will be
Right.
safe, and just leave it to the professionals. Just a reminder that in the state of Virginia, anything that flies through the air or goes boom, makes a loud noise, goes bang, is illegal in the state of Virginia. So we've got to remember that too, and our advice is just leave the fireworks to the professionals.
Sure. Okay, great. Well, you've given us some good tips. We appreciate it. And we want to make sure everybody stays safe this summer. We don't want our fire and rescue teams to be coming out to visit anybody. So keep these tips in mind, and we'll be right back.
This is Chief Howard Hall of the Roanoke County Police Department. I'd like to thank the almost 80% of Virginians who already wear their seatbelt. However, there were still 310 people who died last year in Virginia while unrestrained. Seatbelts are the best defense in a crash and save thousands of lives each year. During the Click It or Ticket campaign, we will have officers out day and night aggressively enforcing Virginia's occupant protection laws. If you are caught not wearing a seatbelt or using a child seat as required, you will get a ticket. The warnings are over. Click it or ticket.
This is the Mountain Union Church at Roanoke County's Explore Park. It has been a fabulous experience getting this ready, getting the entire park ready so the public can really come out and enjoy it again. At Mountain Union Church, actually we have already scheduled several weddings here. This is the perfect venue, not just the church, because this church is just warm and wonderful and small and just has a really nice feeling. But there's many places at Explore Park where you can get married. We have the Arthur Taubman Center. We have lots of beautiful outdoor space. We have the historic area with the grist mill and the old Houtz barn and beautiful fields. So an outdoor wedding would be perfect at Explore Park. There is plenty of parking here. We have, necessary tables and chairs for indoor use. You can bring in any wedding planner that you wish. We have no regulations as far as that's concerned. When you have your reception, if you want to host that at the Taubman, again, you can bring in your own caterer. You can basically come here and have the wedding of your dreams. We have the sanctuary here, then off at the back of the church we have the bride's changing area, which is a very nice space for them to prepare for their grand entrance. There is also, of course, a bathroom which can also double as the groom's room if he should need somewhere to spruce up. And it's just wonderful. We have a piano, a beautiful old piano that has been donated to us. Piano's over 100 years old, which goes along very well with the church, which was actually built in Botetourt County in the 1880s, and then was moved here and reconstructed at Explore Park. You could have weddings, you could have family reunions, you could have, 50th anniversary parties out here, you could have birthday parties out here, you could have picnics for your family. We want the park to really be used very, very well. We also have excellent biking and hiking trails, and there's just so much beautiful outdoor space. There's nowhere else in this area where you can find somewhere so beautiful. It would be absolutely ideal. And when you think about it, it is a destination wedding right here in the valley. There's really no reason to go anywhere else. We have water, we have the river, there's just lovely, lovely locations. And it is a destination wedding right here, close to home, convenient, lots of parking. You actually can design it any way you choose. We would love for them to go to our website, www.roanokecountyparks.com, or feel free to give me a call. My direct line is 777-6326, and I'd love to bring people out here, show them around, send them information, whatever works for them. But I really, really would love for folks to get in touch with us.
Surf by the award-winning RVTV.org, the official website for Roanoke Valley Television Channel 3. The site features new content like the Media Center, where you can view selected RVTV programming. Also find RVTV's daily lineup, information on RVTV shows, a photo gallery, and even a Notify Me sign-up to keep you posted on upcoming RVTV events. It's all at RVTV.org, the official website for government and educational television in the Roanoke Valley. RVTV.
I'm here with Scott Ramsberg from Roanoke County Parks, Recreation, and Tourism. I understand that there's some great news about Splash Valley season passes this year, Scott.
Well, that's right. Now through the end of June, you can purchase, for the first time ever, an individual season pass to visit Splash Valley all summer long at one set rate. It's $75 if you're a Green Ridge member, or $95 if you're not. It doesn't matter where you live. You can come and enjoy Splash Valley all summer long for one price.
Great. And so what all does the season pass include?
Well, not only does it include the unlimited admissions, you can also get in at 10 a.m., which is early admission on Saturdays and Sundays all summer long. So it's a really great opportunity. If you're a frequent visitor to Splash Valley, it really saves you, usually after about 10 to 12 visits. You can come every week and really enjoy the fun. It's in honor of our 5th year here at Splash Valley. We've actually been here open for 5 summers now.
That's right. It's quite an accomplishment here. What are the things that you've got planned for Splash Valley, other programs besides the daily fun?
Well, we've got a huge amount of new events and promotional days this summer. Let's start off with some of our weekly specials. On Mondays, they're called Making Memories Monday. If you're age 55 and older, you actually get into Splash Valley free with one paying child. So really excited about that. Good to spend some time with the grandkids. On Wednesdays, we're bringing back our $6 Wednesday. It's a reduced admission day. Everybody gets in for just $6. Then during the months of July and August, actually from July 11th through August 8th, every Friday night we're going to be open later with a special event. They're called Funtastic Fridays, and each night is a different theme. We'll have a DJ, we'll have family activities, and we'll even have food trucks out here with those extended hours. So it's really the longest the park's ever been open on a regular admission day. So those select Fridays open till 9 o'clock. A whole lot of fun for the whole family.
Great evening activities, I think. About the season pass, I understand there's a try before you buy feature that if people come in the same day they can upgrade?
That's right. If you're not sure you want to get a pass, you want to actually come to Splash Valley, maybe you've never been here before, you can actually come pay the daily admission rate, and now through the end of June. And if you like what you see, you want to come back and get a season pass, bring that up to the Green Ridge Recreation Center front desk, and you can subtract the money you've already paid for admission off of a season pass price. So really, it's just like you said, try before you buy.
Now, I also understand there are a limited number of season passes available.
That's right. We're only selling 500 passes. We want to make sure that all of our guests are having a good time. At times it gets busy around here. We can get at capacity, especially on Saturday afternoons and really, really hot days. Just to ensure for the comfort of our guests that we do limit that amount to 500.
Right. Well, I guess where can people find more information about Splash Valley?
Sure, you can find out at splashvalleywaterpark.com or, of course, RoanokeCountyVA.gov, and take a look for it. You'll see our whole calendar online, see these special days we've been talking about, and all the features here at Splash Valley.
Well, that sounds like a great plan, Scott. I think a lot of families will take advantage of this and grab their season passes real soon. So,
I know mine will.
Thanks a lot for being here today.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Roanoke County Today.
Think if your car has airbags you don't need to wear a seatbelt? Think again. An unrestrained occupant can be seriously injured when striking an airbag. There are 3 collisions in a crash. The vehicle strikes something, the body strikes something, internal organs strike something if the body suddenly stops. Seatbelts slow the body instead of a sudden stop, which lessens the 3rd collision. Always wear a seatbelt, even if your vehicle has airbags. Remember, click it or ticket.
Welcome back to the show. Roanoke County Police Department recently recognized one of their own for a significant milestone in his career, and here to join us today is Assistant Chief Chuck Mason. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So 40 years with the police department, correct?
In law enforcement in Roanoke County, if you count the time with the sheriff's office, which is where I started in '74. So.
Okay, wow, since 1974. That's wonderful. So tell us what you did when you started your career. What's the first thing you did?
Well, literally, my first week on the department was also my last week of high school. I was graduating high school that week, and the sheriff's office hired radio dispatchers at age 18, and they were looking for folks who had emergency medical experience. I was a member of the rescue squad at Cave Spring and was looking to get into law enforcement. So between what they were looking for and what I wanted to do, it was a good match. So I applied as a communications officer dispatcher for the sheriff's office and got hired June 1, '74, a couple weeks after my 18th birthday, and I've been here in one capacity or another ever since.
Wow. And what inspired you to go into law enforcement? Any particular reason?
I'm not exactly sure. It appealed to me, the idea of doing something interesting that was always going to be different. The opportunity to help people out, take bad guys off the street, appealed to me for a long, long time. I'm not sure exactly when I started wanting to do it. It was several years before. I guess I was probably in high school when I started really kind of firming up the idea that was what I wanted to do, other than just sort of gee, that would be kind of a fun job.
Right, right. So it was something in your mind, or was there any influence through your family? Any other members of your family who'd been in law enforcement?
No, not at all. Matter of fact, some of my family was into moonshining in Franklin County, so it was sort of a leap.
It definitely was. Well, good. Well, you're putting those bad guys off the street here in Roanoke County now, so that's great. Right. What did you do after you left? Well, you didn't leave, but you moved on from dispatcher onto what? Well,
my goal always was to get into, actually be a cop. And at that point, of course, law enforcement in Roanoke County was handled by the sheriff's office. So coming out of, after I turned 21, I was eligible to transfer out to be an officer, a deputy sheriff in that case, and that was what I did. I had started going, of course, I'd come out of high school. Along the way, I started working on, going to school and picking up well, first an associate's degree, and then later on went back and got a bachelor's and then a master's degree. So I did that as I was working as well. But kind of rose up through the ranks, patrol, which is pretty much where everybody starts. After a while, got into patrol supervision, then got a promotion to detectives. My first assignment was in vice narcotics, and that was in '85. And that's actually probably where I spent the biggest part of my time. I was in vice narcs for 2 tours for a total of 15 years, doing undercover work, running informants, supervising. My second time in, I was a sergeant, and I guess that would probably be where I spent the biggest chunk of my time as a police officer, was in that type of investigations. I've done regular detective work, burglaries, robberies, the occasional homicide, working on those, back to patrol, from time to time, and now eventually the current position as an assistant chief.
So you really worked your way through the ranks to where you are today.
Yes.
Wow, so you've seen every part of the police department.
Just about.
Yes. That's great.
Okay.
So tell me, in the 40 years you've been here, there have been a lot of changes, I'm sure, in the department. What have you noticed?
Sure. I guess part of it would just be sheer size. When I came onto the sheriff's office in '74, we were, I think, less than 40 people, and that included jail staff. We are now, of course, now we're a police department. We switched over to a police department in 1990, and our sworn staff in the police department by itself is 140 and another 14 civilians. I think you've seen all kind of variations in types of crime, trends in drugs from marijuana to cocaine, and now we're seeing lots of heroin and methamphetamine. We saw violent crime in the county up and down over the years, kind of consistent with national patterns. We have a much larger number of folks working for us now, much better educated. We have, I think, 70-some% of the department has a college degree of some sort, or at least college credits. We have a fair number of folks who have a master's degree working for us. You have a whole lot of people here, very, very well educated, very dedicated, very talented people working in this department, which I think is terrific that we've been able to attract and keep that caliber of folks.
That says a lot about the department.
I think so. The department has a very good reputation.
It's good. And we've certainly seen a lot of different campaigns and initiatives going on in the police department, and so things have really grown over the years.
Sure. We learn, just like anything else. You figure out what works and what doesn't. One of the things that we're working on right now has to do, a more visible part of it has to do with the data-driven element that was introduced by Chief Hall when he came in. And that has a lot to do with when and how and where we're deploying folks, because in the current economy, we're not going to be able to hire extra policemen, so we're trying to do better with what we've got.
Sure.
I guess using them smarter instead of getting more folks. So we're trying to get better at putting people where they're needed and when they're needed, as opposed to the more random patrol that is kind of traditional with the police service.
Great. Okay. You've seen a lot in your career.
It's been an interesting career.
That's wonderful. Well, congratulations again, and thanks for sharing a little bit more about what you've seen over the past 40 years, and we hope you'll be here another 40 or so.
I think there's some folks convinced I'm going to be, so we'll see.
Great. We'll be right back.
Volunteer firefighters respond to all types of emergencies. Volunteer firefighters fight fires. Volunteer firefighters save lives. Do you have what it takes? Visit RoanokeCountyVA.gov/FRVolunteer or call 540-777-8706 to become a Roanoke County Fire and Rescue volunteer firefighter.